guys, Jick here. We're back playing some ARK. We are on the Press C to Poop server, and we are in my breeding pen cell thing. And we're definitely gonna have to build a bigger one. I want to build one up on the platform so we can destroy this. Real quick before we get started today, man, did they change something with the dino spawns. Like, I am getting wild dinosaurs a lot closer. I've actually lost some dinosaurs because I forgot to put them back on neutral. Mostly just dodos and my packies, but because they were up here, so now I got some of the dinos kind of spread out and on neutral. But yeah, like, I'm getting tons. Like, I come in and I have to kill like 3 or 4 pacers that are walking against the platform, so we might have to get cracking on some perimeters. I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet, but yeah, there are tons of dinosaurs. And even down there by our plant species X on the river, I mean, they're constantly killing stuff. But today, look, we have I was going to do an angular farm because we breeded up quite a bit of females. So we have, and we're missing, nope, there's a little low level, but we need to get them up here. I just need to really get, I think I'm going to get the turtle houses built up here. Here's, I did a brief pen to breed the mammoths. But what I've really been doing is trying to fine tune my stats calculator that I've been putting together for babies to give you guys. But I think we're getting there. I think we're going to do, actually, while we're waiting here, let's get these dudes started doing their thing. Yeah, you know you want to. Did you go? Holy! Wait a sec. Ready to mate in 20 hours. Were you? Huh. Wow. They must have like a we just patched to 2024. I know they were fine-tuning some mating cooldowns, but I just mated them, oh, it's been about 12 hours ago. But we even have increased time. Wonder how long that is now. Wow. Okay, well, wonder if we can do these guys. No, we can't. Ooh, that's crazy. Well then, we will probably be using some of my pre-existing babies to look at the numbers. Because I want to go over some of that with you guys from what I've found out and what I've read, and just to give firm understanding of what is going on and what to look for when you are taming a dinosaur and or mammal. So here we go. We have, I think we're going to use the dire wolves as an example, because I got a baby around here somewhere. I'll take your egg though, because we are going to start getting some brontos. So here's one baby, so we'll bring him in here. I believe this was, we'll call you baby number 2. I believe I didn't name you. You are dire baby 2. And then I got, yeah, we'll bring you over here, because they will be some of our examples. Because what I wanted to do is, it's easiest to get freshly tamed dinosaurs so you can look at their base stats. And then these are the 2 I got last episode. And I've bred them twice. As you can see, they got the mom's looks. And I've also have, just to kind of show you some lower level. Ooh, sorry about that. Had to mute you for a sec. I've bred my lower level dimorphodons because they too have never been leveled up. So we can look at their stats. And I got 2 different babies to kind of look, and you can kind of tell by the levels of the ranges you can get with parents. So that is what we're going to delve into. And we might be, it might just be me talking over stills of like screenshots like here. Because I want to be able to bring in some Excel spreadsheets I'm working on possibly, or some little screen grabs or something to help illustrate what I'm talking about. So I will be right back. Let's talk stats. When you're going to breed, you guys know the mechanics of the whole how to breed, but let's get into what you want to look for before you start to breed. Like, you want the best breeding candidates. So to do that, that's why I think I mentioned it before. The two parents, they are the stats that it looks at are the non-leveled up stats. So you want a freshly tamed animal so you can see the base stats. If you have a tamed animal and you know the base stats of what they were, and then yeah, go ahead, breed them up. And you can, even by process elimination, to like one freshly tamed and one leveled up pet, you can kind of get the stats after so many breeds. But yeah, let's look at one of these dinosaurs, wolves. I have a lot of wolves to work with. So first, let's look at our first set of parents. Let's get this guy out of here because I brought over here. This guy was more testing. One of Midnight's twins. So here we go. Here is our two wolves from last episode. And we're going to look at their stats. So to even see if they are a good candidate to start breeding. So right away, just like we put in points, like if I would add health here, it gains a set amount of points. So just like we do it, the computer does it well. So we have not touched this dinosaur. Gosh, I keep saying dinosaur. This wolf at level 1. All wolves have the same stats. You could go into single player and spawn 100 level 1s, and it's always the same stats. And each time you spawn in a level 2, and you can tell how many points go in each stat. The only ones that are weird that I haven't quite figured out yet, and even though the wiki has it on there, is melee damage. Melee damage is it says it takes the base amount, like the base damage of a wolf is 40, and for each point put in, it's supposed to go up 2 points. So technically, you can say it goes up, what would that be, 20? No. 20%? The math escapes me right now. But anyways, you put in points, so the computer puts in 2 points and raises that base damage. So you could look at this, and according to this, we're increased by 271% over the 100% of 40. So we could figure out our base damage. But yet when you break it down with the whole +2 for each level, these levels don't add up. Because you can go to the wiki and use their calculator and type in your stats, and it tells you where all the level ups went. But then the level is always off, and they chalk that up to the weirdness of melee damage, and also supposedly movement speed. The server, the game can put points in the movement speed, but it does not register on wild animals. So that's another undernote, is on the wiki it says points can be wasted there. I don't believe that. I don't think it gets put in there at all. I think the melee stat is kind of wacky. So that it's not always a +2. It's not a stat. It's not static. I need to go into single player mode and spawn in like a level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and like a bunch of different levels and look at their stats and see if I can figure that out. That might be on a later episode. Anyways, so we can look at this. Let me bring over an Excel sheet I've been working on. It's very similar to the wiki calculator. And let's see here. We'll bring this over right here. I hope that should be viewable. I don't know if my mouse is being captured, but that's okay. So we are going to look at, we're just going to put in their points. We have a 163 wolf, and then we're going to put in the health, and all the other stats here. So 806, 510, 5794, 258.4, 371. So what I have done here is done the math as well. Like I have a different tab here with all of the dire wolf's base stats, how much it gets per level, and doing that math, we can figure out how many points the game has put it into health, stamina, and all the different stats. So as you can see, and then once I have those, I just chalk it up to the remaining points go into the melee and or movement, however the game determines that. So looking at that, we can kind of get a percentage of what stat has a lot of points in it. This is where you can look. Technically, though very rare, you could knock out a dinosaur, a level 100 dinosaur, kill it. Let's say we don't use kibble, no efficiency. You tame a level 100. It has 99 level ups. It could technically have 99 points into health and no other points in stamina, while probably next to impossible to get that. But you still want to look to see where the points are allocated. So we have this dinosaur here. Gosh, I keep saying dinosaur. So it is a good spread of points, a little weighted. So let me just to show you a little bit of a difference. I know it'll be a little bit lower level, but for instance, this 161 wolf I just tamed just to get another wolf in here that wasn't any kind of sibling. We can type her stats or whatever it was, I wasn't paying attention, into this, and we can kind of see where their points are going. So we have 572, 585, 4829, 268.6, and 323.9. So right away we can tell that the game hardly put any points into stamina. It is a low one. So this would definitely not be a good one to start breeding if you're looking for stamina. This is where you can weed out, and eventually if you keep taming, especially if you're taming the same level of stuff, like if you're only looking for 120s, you'll easily be able to see this percentage. It gets kind of wacky when you got levels that are different, because obviously the highest level one's going to probably have more skill points, but these percentages are based on the level. So of this one actually really just has a fairly good, I mean, you can definitely tell oxygen's up. 18% is gone into oxygen, and its weight. It has 17% of its levels in weight. So even though it's a higher level, so we could breed, if we bred these together while we're looking at this window. Let's talk about breeding while we're looking at this. So when you breed two parents, and actually I forgot to change that. Let's just change that right now. When you breed two parents, there's a 70% chance that the highest stat will be inherited on the baby. So let's just look at health. Between these two parents, we have this parent has 21 points into health, which gives it that much health, 1561. This one over here is actually higher, it has 24 points. So even though it's a lower level, there's a higher chance that our baby is going to inherit the lower level parent's hit points. With that, there's a 70% chance on each stat. So, and that is also how the level is determined of the baby. So it basically grabs, it does the 70% check on every stat, and then out of all those level ups that it grabbed, so let's say it grabs health over here, grabs stamina over here, and then then you got unlucky and you grabbed an oxygen over here, but then you jumped back up. You got the higher level food, then you got the higher level weight. You see where this is going. So if your baby inherits all the highest level, on my Excel here, I have, out of these two parents, the highest level. Again, the level is with the whole melee and movement and weirdness. Sometimes the level can fluctuate between, it's not exact, but it gives you an idea. It's very close. The stats will be exact, but the level somehow doesn't function sometimes correctly. So when we look at this, our highest out of these two parents, these are the stats the baby could have. Because of all these points, it gives it a 183. Now, if you get really unlucky and hit the 30% chance on every one of these stats, you could technically get a 149 baby out of a 161 and a 173 parent if you got all the crap stats. More realistic, you're going to get probably 3 or 4 of the high stats and 1 low stat. And that's where I can kind of show you what we did here. So we have, let me let's see how we're going to show this. So I bred these two parents together. I got a 173 and a 143. I bred them twice, and these are the two babies I got. So you can see the difference right there. Like, I got one that was a fairly low level compared to, well, I guess it's 143. So, but let's look at the stats here. The 171, I think the only thing we got minimum stat on, I think it was near perfect. It's either the weight or the melee damage. See here, 285. And so there's 258. I forget which one. Yeah, it was the melee, because the mom has 371%. So this first baby that I bred could have been the best baby out of those parents if it would have got the melee stat, but it got unlucky and rolled that one. Everything else is max. And then we have this one over here, the same deal, except it got lower hit points, lower melee, and I think it got the low weight. Yep. So it was only 3 for 3 when it came to the inherited stats. That's why it is a lower level. So it's still random, but the point of breeding is you can weed out those stats. So now what I could do is this female right here, like I could go, and I have a male right here, and I grabbed Midnight's Midnight's Teen Wolf 2 over here. And oh no, scratch that. This is a bad example. So what I can do is I could technically breed these guys again if I didn't want to go out and try to get a better parent. I could breed these again until I got a, what was this one? This was a female. So what I'm looking for is I need a male. I need a male out of these two parents that has this 371%. Once I get that, I could take that male and breed it with this female and pretty much get the best pet out of those parents, because the stats are going to be exactly the same most likely on all the other hits. So I hope you're following me here. It's once you get your head around it, it's easy to understand. But what I want to do is, let's look at this stat. So 806. If we got 1980, and then what was this one? Yeah, so the weight I think is actually, so yeah, I really need, if I want to get a better parent, I need to get the perfect baby out of those, or go get a 120 pet that I can basically breed up, and actually find the dogs that have their stats really heavily weighted to keep continuing to do that. And I wanted to show you too, I mean, just lower levels as well. Like we have, like I had a 47 and 64 Dimorphodon, so we can even do the same thing over here. And this is where sometimes the melee gets kind of weird, at least on lower levels. So on my Excel, I haven't completed it yet. I want to complete this Excel, and then I'm going to put it down in the summary of the video once I get it completed. But we change it to Dimorphodon, and then what we can do is type in the stats of the Dimorphodon here. And let's 285, 240, 15, 1530, 61, and 290. So here we got the let's get the other stats here. So this parent, and this one is a 47, 325. That's not right. 325.5, 225, 270, 1530, 1530, 52, and 290. So again, it shows us the best baby roughly possible stat-wise we can get out of this, and the minimum baby. But the main thing is we can look at this and just see where the stats are. Like again, we have one that's high in oxygen here. It's a lower level, but it's got 70% of its lower levels into oxygen. So most likely everything is going to be a mirror of, if you look, in fact, if you even look here, the only thing the best baby gets out of mating these two is the oxygen. Everything else is the exact same thing as parent A. So we mated two of them, and we pretty much got the best one we could get here. The only thing I think we missed is, let's take a look here. I think it was the, or was this a perfect baby? 285 to, oh no, we didn't get the oxygen. So we got the exact same, we got a baby that's the exact same as the dad. So it was, just got unlucky and rolled that 30% dice on the oxygen. So that's pretty much kind of how, the main thing you have to understand is where the stats are allocated, and therefore that's how the level of the baby is determined because of what stats it inherits. And it gives you a really good idea of how to get the best dinosaur. So as I start taming stuff, I'm going to hopefully, I'll record them if I find a good weighed outweighing stat. I definitely want to show you guys. And then I've been over here breeding mammoths as well and playing around with stats. It sucks because this was Beast, the one, it was a 173 natural tamed, but I never took a picture of his stats. So I think the only thing I've leveled is his weight and possibly melee damage once, but I have mated him several times. I mated him against filler, and then I got this one right here, and then I mated that one with him again to get this one. So now this one is basically just a test, because I'm pretty sure that this one right here, this mammoth here, actually has the best stats it can get. I think it has almost, yeah, I think it has all the highest stats, because Beast had them all, it's inherited them all, and the only one I'm not sure is if 650 and 427 was the base weight and melee damage of Beast. So I'm just kind of seeing when this baby pops out, if it has 650 and 427, I mean, there's 70% like chance that it is the same, but we'll find out. So, and then what I'm going to do is probably kill off some of these mammoths, because I don't need all these mammoths. I'll probably keep Filler alive, just to see how long he can live. I wouldn't kill him for slips. So yeah, that's probably going to be doing it for today. I know I talked a lot of numbers and didn't really do much, but I had a couple people ask me exactly how the breeding works and why is my baby lower level than my parents and what exactly it is, how can I get the highest level and what's the point of breeding. And I hope I answered all those for you guys and I didn't bore you. So yeah, this is a very exciting aspect of the game because of the potential you could get in making that awesome dinosaur. Like I believe Armitage has already started breeding Quetzals, because he told me there's a 109 like 109 level Quetzal over there that I could use or even have. I'm not sure what he said, but that's crazy. I've been leveling this guy up, but man, 109, heck yeah. Sorry, Pretzel, you might get renamed on 109. But yeah, and I'm sorry again. I'm sorry we did not get an egg farm. This is 2 weeks in a row, but the breeding came out and I'm really excited about it. But we're going to do an egg farm, and I might even do one midweek before you guys, because I really need to get all these dinosaurs cleaned up. I've lost a couple. I've basically lost all my packies. Like a Dilo gets in there and starts attacking him, and nobody that's on neutral sees it. And I'm really worried about the turtles over there. And I think what I'm going to do is have a mass breeding of turtles, and all these females I have, I'm going to see how many more females I can get just to stock up the farms. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was a bit talky, and I hope you learned some. I hope I taught you some, but either way, hit that like button for me. I'm enjoying everything. If you're new to the channel, say hi down in the comments. I love to talk with you. And I'll see you guys next episode. Peace.